Everything is in front of us. Every opportunity is in front of us. I thank you, baby. Let's take the next step.
Do your job today. We do it together. We are an unstoppable force.
Right here, let's go! Green Edison! MVP chant going here in the Dome.
And Elliott walks the Dome and jumps into the Salvation Army red kettle.
3, 2, 1. The Raiders are in the playoffs.
And Antonio Brown wills himself across the shot.
Wow, wow. Now we're in the tournament.
You earned it. You earned it.
Welcome to postseason football.
The Texans are going to beat Oakland.
Damn right, it's fun.
Holy mackerel! What a catch, one hand!
Here comes Antonio Brown, loose again.
Winds up, rainbows into the end zone. It is caught. Hail Mary answered again.
The Green Bay Packers advance.
The Patriots are 3 games from glory.
Lobs a throw to the end zone for White. Behind the defender. Makes the catch. Touchdown. Sanu. Did he catch it? Touchdown, Atlanta.
The Pittsburgh Steelers had to hold on for dear life.
Stands and looks and rolls and runs.
Oh my goodness, what a play.
It is right down the middle. It is good.
The final dance at the Georgia Dome is for a chance to go to the Super Bowl. A rushing touchdown for Matt Ryan. Dan Quinn in year 2 has taken Atlanta to the Super Bowl. He throws for Hogan to the right. Touchdown, Patriots!
Start packing. We're heading back to another Super Bowl.
Coming up on Road to the Super Bowl, the Patriots' well-oiled machine rolls along.
Go, baby, go, baby. Go.
If the 2016 season revealed anything, it was just how quickly things can change. For some, that meant a change of fortune. Just 1 year after playing for the Lombardi Trophy in Super Bowl 50, neither the Denver Broncos nor Carolina Panthers returned to the postseason. Another 4 teams that made the playoffs last year shared their heartbreak. Many found comfort in the consoling arms of loved ones. But other relationships proved to be more complicated.
Odell Beckham has been thoroughly frustrated, and that's what led to this. Beckham on the sideline and gets whacked by the kicking net.
Odell Beckham's contempt quickly turned to courtship after finally reaching the end zone in Week 5.
That's good, Odell. How'd you get over here so fast?
After a warm embrace in Green Bay, the fleet-footed receiver scored twice the following week and asked the net to tie the knot.
You know, our relationship's growing. I thought we might as well make it serious. You know, me and the net are gonna get married sometime soon. You know, just hopefully it all works out. I'm 23. I don't know much about marriage, but she seems like a pretty good gal.
Of course, Beckham wasn't the only one who reconciled a relationship.
For the first time since 1994, the Rams are LA's team again. Throws it right side numbers, caught by Michael, puts his shoulder down, the ball comes out.
The Rams' return to La La Land yielded just 4 wins. Not exactly a show-stopping number, but up the California coast, it was a different story.
We live for times like this. We dream about this. Now let's go out here and dominate.
Cam Newton goes down. Matt got him from behind. The ball's free. Newton in the gun. They fake that. They screen. Intercepted by Khalil Mack.
The Raiders had gone 14 years without a winning record, but the star pair of Khalil Mack and quarterback Derek Carr helped Oakland flip the script.
Hold on. I like that you're ready, though. Not gonna lie, I like that.
What's up?
Derek's looking at that throws. Jalen Richard, a couple of blocks.
Yeah, man.
Touchdown!
Great job, fellas. Great job. Love you, man. Great job.
The Raiders' 12 wins earned them a playoff berth, but before Carr could finish his MVP campaign, his season came to an end.
It's broke. It's broke. It's broke. It's broke. It's broke. It's broke.
Without Carr, the Raiders sputtered into the postseason and had their once-high Super Bowl hopes dashed.
And that's going to do it. The Texans are going to beat Oakland.
Raiders are back. We're just not back where we want to be yet. We got a bright future. It just kind of fell apart for us the last 2 weeks, okay? Because I don't think that's really indicative of who we are.
Jack Del Rio's Oakland Renaissance was resounding, but he wasn't the only head coach to make some noise in 2016.
Hey, Sean! Sean! Hey, Sean! Hey, Sean! Sean! Jeez, can you help me out with him? I'd like to talk to Sean if I could real quick. Great. Oh, I'm sorry, no wonder. No wonder. Absolutely. No wonder we didn't learn. Anybody got any great ideas here? Anybody? Anybody?
You like Tina?
No.
Whoa, whoa!
Baby.
Run! Let him go!
Here's Winston to throw. Good stun inside. Floyd got him. He stays on his feet. Winston now in big trouble. Circling back to his own end zone. They let him free. Unbelievable.
That was brutal, guys.
Hey, that's terrible, man. That's terrible.
Relax, guys, relax.
Where's the wiggle? Where's the wiggle, kid?
What's the ball?
Are you kidding me?
Todd is grabbing the tight end.
They just tackled the running back. He can't spike that ball over here.
You got to call it. You saw it? Oh, my God.
Some calls can be tough to bear. But in New England, no ruling was bigger than the suspension of Tom Brady for the first 4 games of the season.
How you doing? Trying to figure out who's going to play? Yeah. So are we. You might need a program with some of those numbers.
In his place, number 12's backups accounted for 3 straight wins.
And boys, this place filling it for the kid. Patriots down to the 3rd quarterback. Doesn't matter, the train keeps rolling.
But Brady returned with a vengeance.
Go, baby.
I love you.
And at 39 years old, he seemed to defy explanation.
Brady hits another big one.
He hit him right in stride. I mean, if you thought Brady was going to be rusty, I think the Rust-Oleum is working.
Brady threw 28 touchdown passes and just 2 interceptions, while surpassing Peyton Manning as the all-time leader in career wins. But after a season-ending injury to tight end Rob Gronkowski and a rare loss at home to the Seahawks, some questioned how the Patriots would proceed.
Coach, as you alluded to, obviously studying past matchups is a big part of the preparation process. Have you found any excuse this week to analyze film of the butt fumble?
Yeah, I don't think we'll get that. Great question. That's awesome.
Through the final stretch of the season, Belichick's response mirrored his team's play. Blunt, dismissive, and decidedly unforgiving.
Picks off, and down the right side.
How about this defense? How about this defense on the road in Denver? They're having fun. They're making plays. That's what I'm talking about!
New England won their last 7 games with a defense that allowed the fewest points in the league. In the playoffs, they met the defense that allowed the fewest yards.
Here's the rush by Merciless, and he gets Brady down. Brady is brought down by Whitney Merciless.
That's a great job, D. Keep hitting them.
Houston's 2 interceptions matched Brady's total for the entire season.
Take it. Our ball. Our ball right here. Here we go.
But on the road to the Super Bowl, not all unexpected turns lead to disaster.
Cuts it back right to the 30. Go. Lewis to the 35-40. Outrunning the Texans down the right side of the 25-20. Goodbye. Dion Lewis takes it to the house.
Whether enduring the first quarter of a season without their star quarterback, or feeding a little-known running back for his 3rd touchdown of a playoff game, the Patriots know it's not the parts that matter, but how they're driven.
A record for the Patriots quarterback and his head coach. 11 conference championships now for Brady and Bill Belichick.
Coming up on Road to the Super Bowl, why is Pittsburgh abuzz over killer bees?
Yeah, I got a little excited, Hey, can you call my mother for me from that phone right there? Can you call my mother?
I don't know if I can use it on the sideline.
And tell her that I don't want the macaroni and cheese with the regular noodles. I want the gnocchi. How do you say it, gnocchi?
Gnocchi.
Gnocchi noodles.
Yeah, I'll get right on that.
Yeah, not the regular noodles, the gnocchi noodles.
I got you. Thanks.
In Kansas City, they know the measure of a meal isn't what it's called, but how it tastes. Like a kiss of smoke on a slab of ribs, one addition can make a mountain of difference. It's fitting then that the Chiefs' missing ingredient was a rookie named Hill.
Coming back to the ball, catch made, touchdown! Tyreek Hill!
For a team with a meat and potatoes persona, Hill brought both steak and sizzle, scoring almost every way imaginable.
He just turned on the Jets, and the Titans were like, what was the red blur that ran by us? Tyreek Hill takes it at the 5. San Diego didn't think he was going to take it. Here he goes!
Hill became the first player in NFL history to score at least 3 receiving, 3 rushing, and 3 kick return touchdowns in a season.
The crowd chanting Tyreek as Hill takes it, the #1 punt returner in the league. Gets a block midfield, cuts it back 40, 30, goodbye Oakland, Tyreek Hill! I want to be the GOAT, man. I want to be the GOAT so bad.
One of the few ways Hill didn't score was with an interception return. Fellow All-Pro Eric Berry had him covered there. Playing his first game in his hometown of Atlanta since receiving cancer treatment there, Berry kept the Chiefs in the game with a pick 6 and kept them rolling toward 12 wins with the only game-deciding pick 2 in league history.
To the center, this could be returned for 2. It would get Kansas City the lead. It's Eric Berry. It is a 2-point conversion the other way for Kansas City. Another terrific victory in this magical, incredible 2016 season.
How about the governor of Georgia right here, man?
The Chiefs went 4-0 against the resurgent Raiders and the defending champs, earning a division title and a first-round bye.
The Kansas City Chiefs have won the AFC West in 2016.
Oh, man! How about those Chiefs? Man alive! Oh, God. I feel like I weigh 120 pounds.
Stripes can be slimming, or they can make you look like bumblebees. That's just fine for a Steelers team defined by its killer bees. Wide receiver Antonio Brown, quarterback Ben Roethlisberger, and Le'Veon Bell. The Steelers running back is the rare bell that rings you.
He just ran him over. Bobby McCain had him in the backfield. Would have been a loss. Instead, Le'Veon Bell picks up 27 yards.
He bounced right off him.
He ended up a hood ornament on the front of Le'Veon Bell's car.
For all his power, Bell's true strength is patience. He waits, then attacks.
Lev Bell showing great patience, allowing that block to happen.
While patience is a virtue for some, Antonio Brown makes getting there fast an art form. He runs routes like he's painting watercolors. Every footstep a brushstroke.
You got a cash in right here. I'm about to touch down right here.
Ben steps up, rolls right, directs traffic, throws it down the field. The pass will be in the back of the end zone. An unbelievable TD catch by Antonio Brown. What a work of art that
was. Whoa! This one has been a Rembrandt.
The Steelers were 4-5 before the Bees began to turn it around. On Thanksgiving, Ben Roethlisberger threw 3 touchdowns to Brown to beat the Colts. 2 weeks later, Bell helped the Steelers leapfrog the Bills. He ran for 236 yards, the top rushing performance of 2016, and a Pittsburgh franchise record.
He turns and he gives, and Bell's in again for a Steelers touchdown from 7 yards out.
Bell gonna be that dude today. They're ready to play today. Keep going.
Brown kept the Steelers going on Christmas, gifting Pittsburgh a division title.
Throws it over the middle. The pass is caught. He got to the goal line. Touchdown! Touchdown, Pittsburgh! 9 seconds left, and Antonio Brown wills himself across the chop.
That's how you don't bleed, big fella. That's how you don't bleed. I love you, boy. I'm here with you all day. I'm with you all day, big bro. I love you. Hell of a game. Way to stay in there.
In the wild card game, Brown scored touchdowns on the Steelers' first 2 drives to sink the Dolphins.
Boy, does he pick up blockers. Antonio's running up the field. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The Steelers draw first blood. Over the middle, here comes Antonio Brown. Loose again. 25, 15, 10, 5-5, AB.
In Kansas City's Big Smokehouse, Bell's combination of patience and power helped clear the air.
Bell finds a crack, and he's on his way up over the 35. Breaks left at the 40. He's still on his feet at the 45. 40. tackle till he gets to the 36-yard line.
A new killer bee, Chris Boswell, kicked a playoff record 6 field goals, accounting for all of Pittsburgh's points. And when the Steelers needed a first down to seal their 9th straight win, Penn found Brown, and the Chiefs were cooked.
And all of a sudden, Arrowhead isn't quite as loud.
Let's go, yeah. I got a little excited, I'm gonna calm down now.
The Pittsburgh Steelers advance to the AFC Championship game next Sunday in New England.
Up next, Dallas's dynamic rookies.
Zeke's gone! Goodbye, Zeke!
And running the table on the road to the Super Bowl. Seattle has not been a fun place for Tony Romo to visit.
Romo can't get the spot down.
The Cowboys' 2006 season ended there in the playoffs.
Are you kidding me? Unbelievable!
On the same field nearly a decade later, it appeared Dallas's season was over before it even began.
He reached immediately for that back that has been tremendously problematic for Tony Romo. That is a devastating sight right now for a Dallas Cowboy fan.
Jason Garrett wasn't thrilled with losing his starting quarterback either, but concern quickly turned to optimism. Thanks to a pair of rookies who wasted little time making good first impressions.
Dez Bryant catches Dak Prescott's first career touchdown pass.
Congratulations, boy. Appreciate it, baby. Oh, yeah. I went right there, nobody else. Yes, sir.
Cuts to the right. Zeke Elliott's first NFL touchdown.
That's a hell of a shot. Get started now. Let's go.
The bright lights and Big D didn't faze Dallas's new stars. Dak Prescott threw 23 touchdown passes and just 4 interceptions.
Prescott throws in the end zone. Touchdown!
And Zeke Elliott ran over through and away from defenders for more than 1,600 yards.
50-yard line and sprinting. He's going. Zeke Elliott.
Our rookie class been balling. I'm telling you. They got to tell me I know.
You had a vote for Rookie of the Year. You or Dak. Who would you vote for at this point? Dak.
The two rookies, who both earned Pro Bowl honors, flourished behind an offensive line which featured 3 of them. Dak had a fortress in front of him, and Zeke ran through huge holes. And unlike most rookies, they seemed to play their best when the pressure was most intense.
Around left. Now he throws it in the end zone. Cowboys win.
Or the opponent most worthy.
Light blitz up the middle, and he avoids that, and he goes deep for Dez. Left side, cut it. 10-5, touchdown. 15 seconds. Here we go. Run Zeke. Up the middle, he's gone. Goodbye, Zeke. Touchdown.
After a win in Pittsburgh, Tony Romo returned to the active roster. But even he knew whose team this was now.
Football is a meritocracy. A great example of this is Dak Prescott. He's earned the right to be our quarterback.
8 days after Romo's press conference, another quarterback made a shocking statement.
I feel like we can run the table. I really do.
Running the table seemed like a long shot for a team that was 4-6 and had lost 4 straight. During the losing streak, Green Bay gave up 153 points. But the Packers' defense wasn't the only one being criticized.
What is wrong with Aaron Rodgers?
I mean, there are a lot of things that are going wrong in Green Bay, and the quarterback is simply not playing well. At the end of the day, we have to look at number 12, and number 12 is underperforming for what he is.
Second interception of the day for Aaron Rodgers.
When you're struggling,
no squirrel now.
you look for any kind of good luck charm.
Squirrel can help us out, Jimmy the squirrel.
Or follow any superstition.
Hey, ref. Only way I'm gonna see this ball is if I touch it now. Only way I'm gonna see this is if I touch it.
All right, put it right back in that egg.
Yep. All right, man. Thanks. Appreciate it.
But when you have Aaron Rodgers, what more do you really need? Rodgers never doubted himself.
Lofts to left side, 21.
Neither did his teammates
A-Rod might be the toughest player on our team.
or his opponents.
I don't care what their record is or what his production is. He's the best in the world.
During the final 6 games of the regular season, Rodgers did not have an interception and threw 15 of his league-high 40 touchdown passes.
For the touchdown!
The quarterback turned soothsayer delivered again and led the Pack to its 5th division title in 6 years.
Time set, looks, flushed again, rolling left, throws end zone, diving grab, Geronimo Allison, touchdown Green Bay Packers. Rodgers backs up his claim, run the table.
Thanks to their perfectionist at quarterback and their rushing champ at running back, winning a division title became a drop in the bucket for the Cowboys, who were hoping to win their first Super Bowl in 21 years.
I had to. It's classic.
Dallas only lost 3 games all season,
Hill's got it on the run, breaks free across the 40, he's to the 30, foot race 20.
but 2 of them were to the Giants. There would be a round 3 if New York could beat the Packers in frigid Green Bay. But with Rodgers on such a hot streak, the Giants didn't have a prayer.
Winds up, rainbows, into the end zone. It is caught. Left side of the end zone. Randall Cobb. Touchdown, Green Bay. Hail Mary. Answered again. A-Rod looks right, looks left, in the pocket, steps up. Under some pressure, buys more time, scrambles left, throws end zone. Caught by Devontae Adams. The Green Bay Packers advance, heading to Dallas next week.
Rodgers and the rookies got in a Texas-sized shootout.
Cowboys, of course, are going for 2.
Like this would tie the game. Runs it up the middle. Bangs to the goal line. He's in. He's in. It's time.
In the end, Rodgers held on for dear life.
How much magic does Aaron Rodgers have left in this streak?
Then he delivered a death blow to Dallas.
For the win. It is right down. It is good. And the Packers are going to the NFC Championship game.
And it is never over with number 12 out on the field.
Coming up on Road to the Super Bowl, Atlanta trades the Dirty Bird for the Blank Boogie.
Don't stand up on my account. How do you do? My name's Dan Quinn.
Good luck today. I know you got that down me, man. I watch you every Sunday.
Yeah, well, I've been very much looking forward to seeing you today. So,
Thank you.
Yeah, we're gonna put on a good performance today.
Good luck to you.
All right, I appreciate it, Coach Bird. Thank you. All right, have fun.
Introductions. Even Matty Ice needs to break the ice.
It's Matt Ryan. It's Matt Ryan. Hey, he doesn't have a headset on. It's Matt Ryan.
It took the 2015 season for Matt Ryan to get acquainted with Kyle Shanahan's playbook.
I can't wait until I know the offense inside and out, though, bro. Because we are going to kill people with it.
This year, Ryan was a stone's throw from 5,000 yards.
What a throw by Ryan, because the coverage was outstanding.
In a Week 8 preview of the NFC Championship, Ryan outdueled Aaron Rodgers with a last-minute touchdown pass.
Look who the last man standing at the shootout was today.
And he helped Julio Jones average 17 yards a catch and lead the NFC in receiving yards.
Well, what a spectacular grab, and maybe even a better throw.
Just getting started, baby.
And he just got introduced to the best receiver in the National Football League.
12 catches, 3 Bills large for Quintaris Lopez-Jones.
And Matt Ryan just went over 500 yards throwing the football.
The Falcons boasted the NFL's highest-scoring offense, with 71 more points than the next closest team.
All right, let's go, fellas. Hey, the bond is tight, man. I'm telling you, it's real. Brotherhood is tight. We're ready to go. Trust your guy to make plays today, man. He's going to, right? Everybody's going to make plays.
Ryan was complemented by a two-headed running back attack. Devontae Freeman and Tevin Coleman combined for over 2,400 yards from scrimmage and 24 touchdowns.
Oh, look at the would-be tacklers. The hat trick. They went 0 for 3. Ryan could have got it in the middle of the field. There is Coleman in the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta.
Just kind of slicing his way through those San Diego Chargers. I don't think he was touched.
And the great speed of Coleman as he steps on the accelerator. And all they see is the mud flap as he steps into the end zone.
Vic Beasley had quarterbacks checking their blind spots. He led the NFL with 15.5 sacks and 6 forced fumbles.
Fumble the football. They kick it around as Atlanta got it. They do. A sack, a strip, a recovery, and a score.
We came in here to set the tone. Let's set the tone from play 1. Seahawks on 3. 1, 2, 3, Seahawks.
Atlanta wounded Seattle's pride in Week 6. The Seahawks entered the game with only 1 passing touchdown allowed on the season. The Falcons scored 3 in the third quarter alone.
After that touchdown pass to a wide-open Julio Jones, Richard Sherman really upset on the Seattle sideline with his own teammates. And, you know, what makes this defense is their communication. There is a lack of it here.
We got tons of leaders on this team, and there's tons of guys who are passionate and dedicated to the game and want to do perfect every time.
This is why they're a good football team. Look at them rally around something they couldn't imagine happening with their defense. They'll be back.
Seattle's swagger returned in the fourth quarter.
Come on, D. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
They knew this. We true to this.
With under 2 minutes left, Atlanta needed only a field goal to win the game.
4th and 10. Ryan lets it fly down the field. Jones is out there, reaches up, ball hits the ground.
Dan Quinn is hot. He wanted pass interference.
I mean, that's pass interference. Richard Sherman's not going to say so.
You feel like you got away with one on that one?
No. I don't feel like we won the ball game.
This year, Seattle found new ways to win after injuries limited its top running backs and Russell Wilson's mobility.
Are you all right? Yeah, gotta be. Ain't no other solution.
Jimmy Graham and Doug Baldwin expanded their roles in the passing game.
Baldwin's going to throw back to Russell. He's got it. Touchdown, Seahawks.
Putting more of the offense in their receivers' hands helped the Seahawks win the NFC West and a wild card game.
What a catch! One hand reaching around the defender.
It's about believing in one another and playing so hard together tonight. That was a hell of an effort, fellas. That's what playoff football is supposed to feel like.
After feeling each other out in the regular season, Atlanta struck quickly against Seattle in the divisional round.
Great job! Great job! Great job!
Two tights here to the right. Now they bring Baldwin to that side. Single receiver to the far side. Wilson fell down. Is it a safety? Is it a safety? It is.
Like in Week 6, the victor would not be the last man standing, but who could get back up.
Wide open. Touchdown. Tevin Coleman.
Right now the Seahawks losing their poise just a little bit. I need you, man, because you want to win. We got bigger going for us than getting even in one of these little fights, all right? Shot!
Matt gonna take a lob shot. Touchdown Atlanta for Mohamed Sanu.
I love you, Ice.
Keep going. Love you too, man.
Go.
Let's keep rolling.
Looking to throw across the middle. And it's picked up. Deion Jones on the deflection. Atlanta goes on to the NFC title game next Sunday.
Still to come on Road to the Super Bowl, the conference championship games.
Let's go! Let's go!
The final football game at the Georgia Dome, and the winner goes to play in Super Bowl 51.
Welcome to Foxborough's Gillette Stadium and the AFC Championship game between the New England Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
It's going to take all of us, everyone together. Cut it loose, let it rip, and let's get this win. You got to do it for the guy next to you. Let's do it together for 4 quarters. Let's go! Let's go! Get on! Ready to go!
Watch the shuffle pass! Matt looks, now steps up. He'll shovel, caught, touchdown! Mohamed Sanu!
Cram down by Christian right here, baby. Keep beating him. 20 seconds.
Adams makes the grab left side with a first down in midfield. Running in a pick for territory on the tight right at the 40. 35, double step past the 30.
Brady sets the feet calmly, cool as a cucumber.
Wide open Hogan, touchdown! Patriots! The Pats 10, Pittsburgh nothing.
All right, all, let's answer now. Let's get rolling, all. Let's get rolling.
They're going to hand to Ripkowski. He'll break through to the 15 and drive inside the 10. The ball is loose, and Atlanta recovered with Collins.
They are laying it on the Packers here in the first half. And you can ill afford to have this happen in the NFC Championship game.
Keep playing, all right? It's all good. Keep playing. Stay positive and let's keep chipping away.
26 left, Bell. Left groin injury. Return is questionable.
Boy, that's too bad.
This guy's a downhill guy. All right? But this is a different back now. We have an awareness of who's in there.
Ryan steps up in the pocket. Matt pumps, runs. A rushing touchdown for Matt Ryan.
How bad does number 2 want it? Chargers have spotted the Falcons a 17-0 lead.
Look at that speed! Great job!
Third and inches of the 5. D'Angelo goes down inside the 2, gets to the goal line. Touchdown, Pittsburgh!
Hey, don't be a dog fight.
Get the guys ready to go. We got him stop. We got him stop.
We get 7 now. Get this thing back in it.
No doubt.
It's been one of those days for the Packers, almost from the get-go.
No question about it.
I got you. I got you, brother. Ryan throws, end zone. Jones caught it. Oh, what a grab.
Gotta hurry there. Got 30 minutes, so leave it out here, baby.
Ready.
Two receivers left. Brady pulls away. Give it to Deion Lewis. He tosses it back to Brandon, a flea flicker. He throws for Hogan to the right. Touchdown, Patriots! And he finds Hogan for the second time.
Yo, you be giving them fits, yo. You be giving these corners fits, man.
11 who? Hey, 11 who?
Play fake to Freeman. Ryan wants to throw. Jones the catch 40. Julio into Green Bay territory.
Julio Jones on the shallow cross, and he lays waste to Packer defenders.
And Atlanta up big.
Brady pulls away from the 19, gives it to Blunt, runs it to the left side, 15-10, lowers the shoulders, driving the legs, taking a pile to the 5, still on the move.
Place is rocking. Blunt Force Chara has finally returned.
Ball's at the 1, Blunt in the backfield, takes the hand up, LeGarrette Blunt to the end zone.
And a virtual party here, boys.
My dad always used to tell me when I was a young boy, when you got them down, you break their neck. That's what he used to tell me. I was like 12. I'm like, Dad. I was like, it's a lot. It's true. That's why I am the way I am now.
They'll toss it to Tevin. Left side, around the edge. Got a block. Touchdown, Atlanta.
Atlanta can smell a Super Bowl.
And I'd say they closed this house in high style today.
One more score for the Patriots in this AFC Championship.
Start the buses, baby. You're going back to the bird.
Are you happy? I'm not happy. I'm happy. I'll be happy. I'm happy. The other one. I'm happy. I know you're happy. I'm a little happy too.
And the Falcons are going to the Super Bowl for the second time in franchise history.
On the road to the Super Bowl, 2 teams remain. Now they compete for a prize. Only one can win.
The New England Patriots, the only NFL franchise to reach the Super Bowl 9 times. And they'll be there in Houston against the Atlanta Falcons.